welcome to Top Rope Reality. We're back after WrestleMania 30. Part 1.
Part 1. We are here.
Speak up, you know.
Part 1.
Not WrestleMania 30 Part 1.
No.
Top Rope Reality Part 1.
That's right.
I'm Mike Hogan along with
Justin Carter.
And what a great show WrestleMania 30 was.
Most memorable, in my opinion, WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah. Had mouths, people's mouths hitting the floor. But we'll get to that later.
We will.
But it was great. They did not screw up with the fans.
They didn't.
They did what they had to do, and people went home happy, and I was happy with that.
They kind of gave the fans what they wanted, but we'll get into more of that later.
Well, after thinking about it for a week, I see where they went, and I can understand it.
I'm fine.
Now, where they're going to go, that's a big question.
And we'll get to that in a little while.
Well, let's go and start talking about some of the recaps on what happened on WrestleMania 30. In the pre-show, we called it. The tag team Fatal 4-Way was the pre-show.
That's right.
Could have used some NXT guys in the pre-show. Let's use them. They use them at Access. Let's put them in the pre-show. It'd be a lot better.
It would be.
Let's keep the main stars on the main pay-per-view or special event.
Yes, it's not a pay-per-view anymore.
Unless you're ordering on pay-per-view. If you're watching the network, it's a special event. But we'll...
I wonder how they work that if they're on pay-per-view and they say, here we are on the WWE Network. Because they kept saying that during the pay-per-view.
Because they care more about the WWE Network than pay-per-view.
True.
Because they know pay-per-view, they get mad, they'll just quit showing it. So they better they'll go with their bread and butter, the network.
That's it.
But the Usos retained. We called it.
We both
knew the Usos. Why would the Usos lose the belt so soon after counting?
Well, number one, why would they lose it to Los Matadores?
Oh, thank
you. Number one.
And it ended up being like we thought. Ended up being an elimination match.
It did.
And they were the first to go. Thank the Lord.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
And then Ryback was the second team to go.
Yes, and that was fair, and left the two in there. The Real Americans and the tag team champions, the Usos. And the Usos retained, and we had some little
tension. A little tension going there.
And now the Real Americans, which I love the team, they are split up. They are done for.
They are. They look like they were going to hug it out. They're trying to bring that whole hug it out thing back with Zeb Coulter.
Yeah.
Not really working right now, but
it worked for Daniel Bryan and Kane. That's it.
But they were trying to get them to coexist again, and then they got the ankle lock.
Yes, we got the ankle lock.
And then Zeb finally convinced him to let it go, and then next thing you know, the big swing. The big swing, and that's all she wrote. He walked out of that ring. He was done.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, of course, that was, it for the tag team match. So
that was it.
Hopefully, when we go over this, if you haven't seen this yet, you're going to love what happens with the Real Americans later.
Oh, yes. Well, we got the Divas. Vicky Guerrero stacked the deck against AJ.
Yes.
There's no way she can retain.
294 days?
It was 294 days.
It was.
There's no way. She's done. She's finished. No more champion.
It was 13
for
other
AJ.
People. 13 other people, right?
Yes, and it was one fall to the finish.
And I was wondering how they were going to do that, but of course they just, I got knocked out of the ring, I'm just going to stay out for the next 10 minutes.
Pretty much what they did. But it ended with AJ making Naomi tap out, which was a screw-up.
It was a screw-up. She was not supposed to tap out. AJ was supposed to take Naomi's hand.
She had AJ's hand and was tapping, but AJ was tapping her, and Naomi's hand, and Naomi was tapping her own butt.
Either Naomi forgot, or Naomi was legitimately hurting and wasn't wanting to get out of the thing.
Yes, one
two. I'm done. Okay.
Yes, because AJ had the hand tapping it, but Naomi was tapping her own butt, so the referee called it. It still ended the same way, but yes. I think they wanted controversy, so.
Which, that could have been fine, because then they could have worked off of that and said it was a screw job.
Yes.
But I'm shocked that Naomi was the one that took the fall.
I am too.
Why not Rosa Mendez? Why not Oksana? Why not Alicia Fox? The people that aren't even being pushed right now should have been the one to lose.
Yes.
That's the way I look at it.
And now we get to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
This was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, but I wish there would have been some legends in it, or some NXT guys in it.
At least 2 NXT and 2 legends. I mean, they threw in people like, Yoshitatsu, who's never there. They threw in David Otunga, who's never there.
I know he still works for the company.
Yeah, he's still on the roster page, but sometimes the roster pages don't even matter.
No, they don't.
But, they threw in a lot of people that we haven't seen in a while. They said they even gave Tyson Kidd quite a spot during the show. They said they were really focusing on him with the camera.
Rudy didn't notice it.
I didn't notice it.
I didn't either.
I didn't notice it, but I read that they were trying to give him a spotlight, but I mean, they're saying they're going to repackage him and put him back out there, but I mean, we'll see what happens.
It's been a tag team.
Exactly, but
that's another story for another day.
This is what I was talking about with the Real Americans. Let's see what happens with them. Out of actually, it's supposed to be 30 guys. They said it was actually 31. I don't know how they just randomly decided to do that.
The way I counted, I thought it was 30. Christian wasn't in it. Christian did not make the show.
Right, he was at the Hall of Fame, but they're saying that he was still not actually released to wrestle.
But I counted them, and I counted out 30. And then Hogan was saying something about 31. I was thinking...
Hogan said it was 31, so Cesaro must have been number 31.
He had to be.
Because that's who I was shocked to see in there. Cesaro.
Well, 31, if there was 31, 31 was the one.
Exactly.
Because you had the Big Show and Cesaro.
The final two.
And Cesaro picked up Big Show and tossed his butt out of there.
It was just like you would have seen with Hogan and Andre, except for instead of slamming him on the mat,
which he
threw that sucker out of the ring. He threw him over the top rope.
Strong.
Cesaro is legitimately probably one of the strongest men on the roster.
Oh, yes, and I hope they don't screw him over. So.
No, because I mean, what it looks like is he's really moving up the ranks.
Yes, and we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
Well, that's it for right now for our WrestleMania 30. We'll do some more later in our other parts today. But let's get to the Raw recap.
It's going to be a very short recap, just hitting the highlights.
Hitting the highlights, what you need to hit.
There was quite a few highlights, so this is going to be interesting.
We start off with Bryan doing the yes, yes, yes. Had Triple H coming out there and saying he will take on Bryan in the main event.
Yes, it'll be a title match.
Yes.
The night after WrestleMania with Triple H versus Daniel Bryan.
Yes. Kind of a little spoiler there. Spoiler alert! But that's alright. We had RVD returning. Can't smoke dope for 6 months now.
That's right.
Then he can go away and he can smoke all he wants.
He's still supporting on Twitter and everything. He's even giving away or selling his ring gear for marijuana, which is weird. For,
I know.
For the calls. But he returned, had a regular old match with Damien Sandow, who that's pretty sad that they're not doing anything with him. And then this is the two things I was excited about. The vignettes on Raw.
Yes.
That's what I was excited about with Bo Dallas.
Be a believer.
I am a believer. And Adam Rose. Rosebud right there. And both of them are, well, Adam Rose said it was said coming soon. Bo Dallas did not say coming soon.
No.
So they may be prolonging Bo Dallas for a while.
Which is okay.
Which is fine with me. And then...
Because I also heard they're supposed to bring up the Ascension. Now, this wasn't on Raw.
Yes.
They're bridging the Ascension, and Sami Zayn is looking to be coming up soon, too.
Which I'm excited about Sami Zayn.
But that could be spell bad news for people who's on the roster right now.
That's true. We'll get to that later on. But then you got the debut of Alexander Rusev.
Who crushed Zack Ryder.
Destroyed Zack Ryder. And then, of course, the spot of the night, which I'm going to go ahead and say, the woman of the week, right here.
Yes, I would say that.
The woman of the week is going to have to be Paige. Paige just came out just to say congratulations. I mean, for AJ beating all the odds. Yep. And AJ got irritated with it. AJ said, nope, this is my ring. You need to get out. You didn't have to come out here and take my spotlight. So she challenges Paige to a match and puts the title on the line, which, I mean, I smelled that from a mile away.
Yes, Paige said she wasn't ready. I'm not ready.
But she was in ring gear, so obviously she was ready.
She was ready for something.
You know, a very short match, but it was needed to be short because it's supposed to be shocking.
Yes.
You know, and it looked like Paige was going to get destroyed the whole time. Next thing you know, she hits the Paige Turner. 1, 2, 3, we're done. We got a brand new WWE Divas champion who is also right now the NXT Women's Champion, which has never happened, and she's also the youngest female
21.
To have a championship. 21 years old.
21 years old. She got, and people love her, and I think she's going to go far.
I think so.
A lot of people call her the next Lita.
I like that.
Yes. And they're also saying that in the Divas division, they've turned the page. So.
Oh, nice. I like that.
I know.
And then, of course, one of the big things for the night was the Cesaro segment where he came out there with Hogan to get his trophy.
Which I thought he got that WrestleMania. But
right.
That's all right.
They want to do a full presentation, and then Zeb Coulter took the microphone and basically started berating him.
Yes.
And then he said, I'm not a Zeb Coulter guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy, which led into Swagger coming out to attack him and led to a match, and of course, Cesaro.
And destroying the trophy.
Destroyed the trophy. They did destroy it, which was not the original trophy, you could tell.
But Yes, now Cesaro is a Paul Heyman guy. So
Yes.
that means Brock Lesnar is on vacation.
Yep.
So when Brock Lesnar comes back, then Cesaro probably won't be a Paul Heyman guy again.
Why not? For some reason, they
like
can't
Curtis
have,
Axel and Ryback. So
they can't have more than one. I think, why not have a faction? They used to have the Heenan family.
yeah, Dangerous Alliance.
Exactly.
Fine.
But whatever.
And in the main event for the World Championship, it was a no contest.
Yes, they came out there and destroyed Daniel Bryan, and then the Shield was supposed to come out there and help destroy Daniel Bryan, and then Roman Reigns hit an explosive spear on the COO Triple H, and then all heck broke loose, and we got a no contest in that match. So I'm happy to see where Roman Reigns and Triple H go from here.
Well, they're talking about a big match at SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
big
I'm very
match
excited
which
about
is
that.
good. I mean, hey, maybe Triple H, he's doing what he's supposed to. He's not burying people.
Exactly. Maybe he's learning from the whole Daniel Bryan thing to make people look good.
I wish a lot more people like John Cena. But,
That's right.
We'll get to that shortly. Well, that's it for part 1, folks. We'll be back shortly for part 2. More WrestleMania recap, plus a big surprise from TNA. Yes, TNA.
TNA.
A shocker.
And also, don't forget to stay tuned for the huge announcement that I will be making a little bit later on in another segment.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to do it second and third. Or make them wait to the 4th.
We might make them wait all the way to the end, but just keep watching. Just keep watching.
Because you never know.
It's going to be huge.
We'll be back shortly, folks, for part 2.